So, we're a week into the game's release and it's taken this long to crack out the obvious joke. Here we go. The first time in Planet Coaster 2. Who wants to ride my giant Woodie? Anyone? No one? Hello you guys, welcome back to Nerdoland here, welcome back to Planet Coaster 2. Thank you so much for coming along and hanging out with me. There are a lot of creators doing a lot of stuff, so I really do appreciate you spending some time with me, even if it's only for the first 30 seconds of the video. Thank you for coming along. So in the last episode, this is what we were doing. We quite literally lost it over an entrance area. We are building a park that's almost like a Carowinds meets Cedar Point meets Canada's Wonderland, hence the reason why this is Canada Wonderland's entrance, right? It's no secret at all. But we need some rides, and you'll see that I've been busy beavering away in the background. This is the kind of vibe that we're going for. This is the area that I want to develop next. But you're probably thinking to yourself, is that it? Is that all we're doing? Well, no. Should we have a coaster? Yeah, why not? Ta-da! So, I've put a coaster in. Now, we have a problem with this coaster. So, we are still pre-release of the game, but the devs dropped a patch on us to fix some bugs. So, you can notice that the stuttering's gone. So, that's great. Happy days. However, they've introduced a new bug, and that is that this tilt piece now acts like a launch piece. I don't have the heart to show you. So, instead of that, we're gonna come back to this at a later date, because I'm pretty much sold on the layout, sold on where I want it to be, etc. I'm happy with that. I just need the coaster to be fixed. So instead, we are going for this. Hello, Woodie. Yeah, so I've put a Woodie in place at the moment. It's a pretty typical Woodie. It's based on, I think it's Wildebeest at Canada's Wonderland. I am going to be robbing so many rides from so many parks, it's unreal. But I liked the original turnaround. I liked where the maintenance area was. We've got the lift hill into a 45-degree drop, and then it goes into a turnaround, into a twisted bend drop, whatever you want to call it, airtime hill, come back round on itself, sort of snakes back this way into an airtime hill, and then round on itself and into the final brake run. It runs 3 trains, but I don't think it needs 3 trains, in fairness. It could probably do with just the 2, because, yeah, the way that the timings and stuff work. I need to position this. I don't know where it's going to go, and I'm still learning where things are in the game. So that's what I want to get this episode. I'm going to talk about this graveyard in the next update. So I'm going to carry on. I will see you in a minute. Oh guys, I'm at that really weird awkward part where I don't know if I'm halfway through or not, but what I do know is I'm about to start all of the detailing of the interiors of the shops and stuff, so too much is going to change between now and then to be able to not do the middle part of the episode. And guys, I am trying so hard to not make this Canada's Wonderland, like, so hard, and I'm failing miserably. I mean, look, it may as well be Canada's Wonderland. I mean, whatever, let's just steer into the skid and just go with it. So this is what we've got. I'm going to talk you through sort of like in the order that I started to build stuff. So this is just a food unit that I wanted to pull together. I like the Art Deco style of the cafe that's at Canada's Wonderland. No, wait, Carowinds. This one's at Carowinds. So yeah, I just love that Art Deco style. So that's kind of what I'm going for here. Of course it's not finished. Of course it's not finished. But what I have done is I've started to do the inside here, and I've started to give it a little bit of a modern-y type interior. I like it. Like, it needs so much detailing, but I like how this is starting to turn out in here. Then I did this weird little thing. Again, I think this is Carowinds again. So it's just this little shack. I wanted this to be the vegan unit. I have got no idea what the inside of this is going to look like. I'm procrastinating doing it because literally no idea. Not a clue. But what I did like, apart from that tree, come on, move away from the tree. What I do like is this idea of this barrier, this barricade, this thing in front. I'm going to need to sort out all the foliage and whatever because I've changed this area slightly. But yeah, I kind of like this idea a little bit. So I kind of wanted to copy it, and yeah, that's what we're going for. And I'm using so many pieces in their non-intended ways. Like these aren't supposed to be pillars and stuff. Like, honestly, it's great. This is the best bit about the game, that I'm finding so much that I can use that it's not needed to be that way. Then I started to do all of this stuff here. So I just like Canada's Wonderland, I do want to have this long central fountain, and I do want to have some kind of garden-y type effect that goes around it. I don't want it to be the same. Of course, I don't want it to be the same, but I think it's going to invariably end up being the same. So what I've done here is I've started to pull together a modular thing that I can copy across so that it then becomes symmetrical. So this is kind of what I'm going for. This is the Hyperia fence. I'm sure it's Hyperia fence. If not, it looks so much like the Hyperia fence. And how cool does that tilt coaster look across the water, by the way? I know there's going to be a building and stuff here, but how cool does that look? I can't wait. I can't wait for it to be fixed. Yeah, so I've kind of like just started to do this modular thing that I can just copy across. So I started to do like the trims and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm happy with that. Then I put in all of the marble tiles, sorry, the marble wall and the marble floor. Well, actually a brick floor, isn't it? To be fair, yeah, it's brick floor. And then I started to put the water piece in. I didn't realise that the water piece actually reflects. So that means that our windows are more like time travel portals than they are windows, but it's fine. I mean, look, it's cool. I love it. I love it. It doesn't actually behave as water, though. That's the thing, right? So you just go down here and you just get this bar. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's going to be the fountain, so that will get copied across, and that's going to look good. Then I started to do all of the detailing on the brickwork before I then did everything else. There's so much else to do. So I started to do the detailing so I can get a feel for how I wanted this street to feel, and then I came to the pirate ship. Yes, the pirate ship. So I wanted this, just like I did in the Let's Play, I wanted this to feel like it was a more refined version of the Let's Play, shall we say. So I've added a few details and stuff to the actual pirate ship itself. I've given it a bit of a Viking theme. It felt like it needed to have it. I've changed the colours, but I can't change the colour of this. I can't find it anywhere. Like, if I just bring the UI back for a second, I can't seem to find where are we? Customize, there we go. Yeah, this bit here, there's no blue on here, so I can't actually weirdly change the colour of that. It's fine. I don't hate it. I'm not mad. But it would just have been nice for me to have been able to make this black rather than blue. But blue still works. Yeah, and I've just sorry. I've just cluttered it out with a load of Viking-y type stuff. This is all going to be water. I might use effects. I might not use effects. Bit of foliage, and it's all gonna come to life, and then it's all gonna be good. Then came this building. So I know that Canada's Wonderland has a very similar building. This is far bigger than the Canada's Wonderland one is. And I don't know if it's the same use, but I just ended up putting some kind of food units and stuff in here, and then I'm going to have gift shop stuff, and I'll copy across some of the gift shop stuff from over yonder into this space here. And then I've got a pier, or a whatever you want to call it, outside the back here where you can just sit down. And then of course this lake has now appeared. So we now have a lake. Happy days. Put the pathing all around this way so I can do like walls and stuff. I want this to actually be more of a key. I don't think I want to copy the Canada's Wonderland step down and whatever, because I don't think we're going to have shows and whatever in here. We can't really do them at the moment, so it just feels like it needs to be water. So I might just, I don't know, I'd play it out and see what happens. But I don't really know what I'm going to do on the interiors of these. If I'm even going to do the interiors, I'm going to need to see if I'm inspired. If I get some inspiration, I will. If not, I'll just leave them blank and I'll just finish the outside. But I think this is going to end up being quite a simple building. I don't think this is going to be anything elaborate. But you know me, I can never stick to a plan. So whatever. Then I did this bit. So I just tidied this bit up. Really, it just needed custom fencing. And I know, right? I give the queue-line fences so much slack, and then I end up doing my own, and they look pretty much the same as if I'd have just used the in-game ones. But as I said in the first episode, I've had this toxic trait of not wanting my Planet Coaster to look like Planet Coasters, so that's why. And I've just put this fencing in. I think it's home time, by the way. All the guests leave, which is weird. Like, all the guests leave and new guests arrive, but there is no set time for that to happen. It just randomly happens throughout the day. Anyway. So I've put this in, and this is also now triggered up to some special effects. So I've just put in some of the fountains and whatever, and it's now on the sequencer. I'm not going to hang around because I think it's like every 50 seconds or something. There's quite a bit of time between them. The sequencer needs a little bit of TLC, but ultimately it's easy enough to use when you get the hang of it. Then I did this bit, so again, exactly like I did with the other ride, I've just put the queue line fencing and stuff in here. It needs foliage, it needs touching up, it needs fine details, and it needs stuff, but this is fine. This is fine. It's fine. And this bit's all going to be under foliage anyway. I did want to copy Canada's Wonderland on this actually, and in fact it's a technique I've been using a lot. It's not just exclusive to here. I use this quite a bit, this technique. You're going to see it in the update. Then I did this little kiosk here. And I like this. I mean, it's got a little bit of a almost desert Arabian feel to it, really, hasn't it? Like almost like pyramids and stuff. Not very, it's not very Viking, but I like it, and that's why it's going to stay here. So that's fine. And I just wanted to have somewhere that you could just have some stalls that are just like placed around and whatever, and just dotted in here. And again, these are just using like resized pieces. So these are like the plaster pieces, the ruin pieces, these are the pillar pieces, but all of these extra detail-y bits, they're just art shapes. Well, no, this isn't, that's a lie. That's one of the bases from one of the support columns, but all the rest is just art shapes, just resized, and you can do some really effective stuff. I want to copy it across to here because I want to, because otherwise this is going to stand out like a sore thumb. And then to the actual star of the show, the roller coaster. So I'm keeping this really, really simple. I don't want to go too in-depth, partly because I don't know the game enough to be able to go into in-depth, and partly because I don't think it needs it. But, however, can we just appreciate this slope? This is exactly what I've always wanted to do with this game. The fact that I can do 1.5 meter descent over the space of 24 meters is incredible, because this is how the slopes should be. Just like winding their way up, and yes, I love it. And then I just got a little bit of a cattle pen out here, and then back round this way. And if the 6,000 guest cap does come true, then you're not going to need much of a queue anyway. Not like we used to with the old parks, which is kind of a saving grace, but also because there's less work to do, but kind of sad at the same time. The exit pathway then, I have just had to redo the coaster a little bit, and I've done away with the transfer track here and done it with a slidey track instead, because it's just got too difficult to do. It just wasn't coming out right, so we're just going to leave it like this, I think. The exit path then comes down this way. It comes round here. It's really dirty. I don't know where all my janitors have gone. I've hired loads and they just ignore everything. And then I've got the maintenance shed that's in here. I don't think I'm going to be able to kit out inside the maintenance shed. I just don't have the stuff. But I will do something with it, I'm sure. And then I've just got the station building coming together. I need to put some fencing and stuff up. I need to copy this like this cover across some more right the way down, so that it's actually covering everything for when it rains, and then I need to finish everything off. So there's lots going on, loads and loads and loads, and I can't wait to get this finished because I think this area is going to be amazing. So let's get on with it, shall we? I'll see you in a minute. Oh my god, you guys, I just don't know how it happens, but it just comes together all at the last minute, and like it just looks right. This game is incredible. Some of the details are just ridiculous. Like this stuff here with the water reflecting onto the floor, absolutely perfect. And it's also the case with shallow water as well, which I didn't even realize until I did this. Like there's just so much that this game can do. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of criticism from people before the release, but they're not realizing what you can do with the game. And the videos that we're seeing at the moment, they're probably from creators that just aren't willing to put the time and effort into making stuff good. Like this staff area with the staff paths, they're actually using the maintenance area. It gives it life. Guys, I've just got so much to show you. I don't even know where to begin. I think we're just going to start here, right? We're just going to start at the entrance area here, and this is everything I wanted this to be. I did have visions of having a sequencer making these fountains dance and all of that, but no, I don't think it needs it. I mean, I might do that in the future, but it just gives it life. And now we can resize trees. Like this tree has grown more than this one. It just makes it feel, I don't know, it bakes it in a bit of realism, doesn't it? Even though we don't have the pieces to make it happen. Sometimes it's actually not about the pieces, it's about the creativity, isn't it? This is to this point, right? The Viva La Vegan shop looks really, really good from the outside. I've put the signs, I've put the wording and stuff. But on the inside, it's a bit trash. But even trash looks good. Well, I say good. It looks good enough for what we're trying to achieve here. So, yeah, I love it. Like, this is the Art Deco building that I was working on, the Nerdo food. And it's just come together so amazingly when you put the roof and stuff on. And inside here, when you couple it with the lighting, look at it. Yes, I'm so happy with this. I've decided, by the way, to not put the stuff on the back shelf yet. It needs kitchen equipment and whatever. I don't have the the time or the imagination to be able to create that sort of stuff. I'm sure some people will put some stuff on the workshop. I've put my own stuff on the workshop, by the way. There's stuff you're going to see that might help you, but I just don't have the time to do it. But yeah, I'm happy with how this looks in here. It feels like it should. It feels like that's exactly how this building would look. And like, this is just, yes, when you couple it with all the flowers and stuff on the outside, like, yeah. Oh, this is off center. That's going to bug me. I'll go back and change that off camera. Then this is the pirate ship. The pirate ship has come together really nicely with the water. I didn't know if the water was going to work because it was going to be really, really shallow. But actually it does. It actually makes it look deeper than it really is. So I'm happy with that. I'll take it. And then the foliage around it just makes it come to life. Like, the weeping willow is perfect. I love a good weeping willow. It's just such a bulky tree. And it's just like stuff that you can do around lakesides and whatever. It's all very Planet Zoo. I am talking, by the way, 1,000,000 miles an hour because I'm so excited. I've got so much to show you. Like, yes. So this building is now finished, the Latte Love, and like, this sign here is just, we could have done this in Planet Coaster. We had the pieces, but we just couldn't have done it because the sign was too big that we were using. We'd have to do our own. Now we can just do it. And then this whole like Tudor style building just looks good. It's finished off, and I just love it. Inside here, I didn't really do much. I just wanted to keep it nice and simple. So all I did was just put a ceiling up, the lights that have come down, and that's it. Like bins and benches and whatever. Maybe I'll come back and do some stuff in there, but yeah, I just decided not to. And then the gift shop itself. This is how the gift shop looks, and then inside here I've just copied across the other stuff from the gift shop, and I've put this on the workshop, by the way. So if you do want to go and start your own modular gift shops, if you haven't already found it, you'll find it on the workshop. So you can just use it as a base or do whatever you want, with it. But yeah, this is the outside. I've just put this stone wall around here, and I didn't want it to be a solid stone wall, but I also didn't want it to be open. So this is why I've staggered it with these fences and stuff. And I think it looks pretty cool, actually. Now, what I did find, though, is I was using two different pieces here. They're both from the Viking set, but they behave differently, so I needed something to trim it off. So all I did was turn this one on its side, and there you go. It created a trim, and it's perfect. This is the seating area then that you're going to be able to sit by the lake, and I think that's a pretty decent area to sit, especially when the next episode I'm going to put in the thing that's going to be in this area. It's going to be another coaster, so you're going to be able to see some pretty cool stuff. Then we've got the Mecha Roller, or whatever it's called, which is now called Rip Hurl. There you go, Rip Hurl. This sign, by the way, resized, and you can now use them as queue line signs, and these are, there's just so much you can do. Like, the possibilities of creativity are completely endless now that we've got resizing. But this is the thing. I've noticed, by the way, that guests don't ride rides as much, and I think this is because of the potential guest cap, and the fact that it needs to spread itself around the park. So you can't have everybody going to one ride because everybody else will, will ignore everything else. No point building anything else. So I get it. It's a balance thing. I just wish that, it wasn't like that. But hey, it is what it is. We can't change it. But anyway, this looks really decent when it comes to like how it's supposed to look in real life. Again, I was really worried about how this was going to turn out. Like, I didn't know if it was going to be as realistic as I wanted it to be. But yeah, it is. Even down to this little unit here. I was putting it together and I was like, this probably doesn't live here. Probably doesn't belong here. But actually, it really does. And I'm loving it. I'm so here for it. And then likewise with the information stall as well. Like, I just kept it really simple, and they're just there, aren't they? Like, yes. So now we've got the other ride, Rotron. This has now come together really nicely. Like, these queue signs, I love it. It just feels right. I'm used to using the screens and then adding my own image. This just feels so much better. So yeah, this is Rotron. Real quick sign that I've just thrown up. Cattle pen queue. You don't need queue covers, and I love it. And then yeah, then you've got this thing here. Now you'll probably notice the bin. There's the bin. It works better as a light, by the way, than it does a bin. I put this on the workshop. It's not functional as a bin. It's functional as a light, but it's a rubbish bin. There you go. So I've put that on, but I've scattered that around because yeah, share the love and all. And then we come over to this way. I decided to break up this plaza with a bit of a planter. It felt like it was too much. I don't want to put any trees and stuff in here. I think that this needs to be open because the space needs to breathe. But this bit was too open, so yeah. Then I just put the extra queue line bits inside here, and it's all done. Finished off all of the station. I put a roof on it, which is the jetty, because I realised that I was using the wrong angle, so I needed to use something else. And this is the station inside. Resize signs and have them as row numbers. Like, this is such a cool little idea. I was like, yes. And then I came into the, oh, how am I going to do all the station details? Like, I've got loads of pieces that are missing. Well, doesn't matter, my friends. Don't worry. You can still do it. Resized letters. There's the thing from the Viking thing that's going to act as your bins. So your baggage bins. Then, of course, you've got the bin that I've pulled in. We do actually have escape signs. Now, we only have escape sign right. We don't actually have left. So, you know, if you need to escape, then just make sure that everything's going to the right. And then I was like, oh no, push points. How am I going to do the push points? Well, like this. This is, I don't remember what piece I used actually, but it's resize. And then a sign with just a full stop. Resize. So you've got a red and a green. There's multiple different ways you could do that, by the way. That's not the only way that you can do it, but that's the way that I've chosen to do it, with a push panel on the side here. And, oh, hello. Yeah, push panel. Just happy days. Like, it looks all right. Now, we don't have stuff. We don't, or at least animatronics for stuff, so that's fine. We can only do what we can do, but we've done enough. And I kind of chose a wooden coaster in the end for the reason that the stations are actually quite simple as a setup. There's the maintenance shed. I'm going to need to do some more detailing and stuff around here later on. There's bits I do want to do and bits that I don't want to do, but again, I need to do like pieces and whatever. And I did also say, by the way, we're going to talk about these. These were the original coasters that were going to be in, right? I wanted it to be a classic Vekoma looper, but I just couldn't get the corkscrews right, so I binned it off. There's only so much that you should play around with. As I said, I've got so much I could show you, like the backstage area here, just how it's all come together, with the damage details and stuff, just makes it feel real. It just makes it feel right. So next episode, I need to put a coaster in, and I want to use one of the new ones, and I think I want to use the hyper that's got the splashdown, so like the Diamondback. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go off and do that now. But guys, thank you so much for getting to the end of this episode and me talking a million miles an hour, because there's so much to show you. I think I need to scale down the episodes because these take a long time, and I think I need to do more bite-sized chunks than trying to do an entire area like today. So let's see how that goes. But guys, thank you for coming to the end of this one. If you haven't liked and subscribed, commented, whatever, do what you need to do. Thank you so much. Let's go for a ride on the Woodie, and I will see you next week. Have a good one. Take care, bye. Bye-bye.